Lovely. They are gwitch vocally and Colleen.
Hey, what's up?
It is
Good evening.
your favorite himbo and your favorite twink, or what are they called? Is it twink?
What?
What the fuck is the word I'm looking for?
Twink, I'll take it.
A twink? Is that what they're called? Yeah, well, you listener, you can decide who's the twink and who's the himbo. It's episode 28 of the Power Pod.
Oh, God bless. What an intro.
These intros are getting worse.
How do we
and
top
worse.
that? I think we should just cut it there.
I think that's it. They're done.
That's it.
End the podcast. Once,
Yeah,
It is a twink, isn't it? I think it is.
I think it is, yeah. We're back.
How you been, Mark?
I've been great. I've been amazing. You know, living it up in lockdown again. You know, it'll subside. This'll pass. You know, it's only been a year.
I looked up twink and nothing came up, so I was like, maybe if I look up gay twink.
Man,
That was just such a bad idea.
yeah, why? What the fuck?
Quite literally every result now on my fucking page right here is just porn.
We're going down a totally different path than what we envisioned in the docket. This is nothing to do with the docket.
Jesus, that was a disaster. Maybe hello and welcome to episode 20.
Good evening. Hello.
Okay, Mark, how are you anyway? Sorry, I was
I'm
not.
great.
I was
I'm
too busy
amazing.
looking at gay porn.
I'm amazing.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm whatever. I deleted Instagram. I deleted Twitter off my phone. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm stepping. I deleted my account. I still have the PowerPod account, so I can still,
What?
see the news, or whatever. But I was like, you know what? You need to take a break. You need to step back from Twitter, because it's not doing you any favors.
Wait, can you reactivate that?
Yeah, no, I just signed out of it on my phone. I don't know my password
Oh.
I don't know what my password is off by heart though, because I got these mad bullshit long complicated passwords.
Yeah, man. The FBI are like still trying to crack your passcode. Like past 20. It's like the Zodiac cipher or something.
So if I want to like get it back onto my Twitter, like I gotta work for it.
Oh god, yeah. Someone's gonna hack your Twitter.
But yeah, life's been pretty peaceful ever since. So
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Log off, drop out, do all that stuff.
especially now
All those fun things.
with the increasing rise of more like anti-mask stuff, which is inherently tied to racism and shit like that.
Yeah, I haven't really seen any anti-mask stuff, but I've just seen people being like, "Oh, for fuck's sake," which is sort of relatable.
Fair, but then they're sharing pages that are like, "Communist Ireland is here to stay." It's like, if I swear,
Delete them, unfollow straight away.
if I swear to God, as soon as I see something, people sharing pages like that, I'm like, are you actually fucking stupid? Like, don't blame the people like sharing it, because I doubt very much that like people even like read the full way down, or like it's like you click onto the page and you go to another post and they're saying Ireland is communist, and it's like, okay, well this is clearly alt-right propaganda. Like, there's no other way to look at this.
It's just the Nationalist Party, man. They're the National Party. All them people,
Yeah.
send them back. Bye bye.
True.
Sad,
So, yeah,
sad
they're
people.
they're all East Yanks or West Brits.
Exactly, yeah. That's all they know. They just parrot things. They're people who literally spend too much time on the internet, on Twitter and stuff like that. That's
yeah,
all
those
they know.
fuckers need to they need to lose their password.
Yeah, use their passports.
Yeah, nah, that's what I've been up to anyway. Chilling out, taking it easy, watching a few movies.
Nice.
I think I'm gonna watch a few more TV shows though. I'm gonna start watching more TV because Disney Plus added in all that Star stuff the other day,
Yeah.
and there's some good shit. You'll be happy to know that I might be watching a few episodes of the X-Files.
Oh, I love the X-Files.
I didn't realize how much of the X-Files that there is.
9 seasons. Only past season 6, don't watch any of that stuff. But up to then, it's gold. Absolute gold. Like, it's one of the best TV series I've ever watched.
I think there's something inherently wrong with the season being 24 episodes and the episodes being nearly an hour long. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's because it's syndicated. But the thing is, you have the myth arc episodes, which are like the main sort of plot through the entire series, which is about Mulder and his sister and the aliens and stuff and the broader kind of conspiracies. And then you have the Monster of the Week episodes, which is just like, oh, there's a vampire or there's a ghost or there's like a man with blue skin or whatever. It's just like a single monster for that week, and those are like amazing episodes. I prefer the Monster of the Week episodes, which you can watch just by themselves.
Yeah, I might have to take the dive. I think I will. No, I definitely watch. Like at the very least, I'll watch like some of it, but like I will watch like a lot of it. I might just watch like a like look up like a best, because I've never seen any like X-Files, so I might just look up a best of and just like go through a few of those episodes and see what I think.
Watch the episode Home. I think it's season 4, episode 2 or something like that. It's a very, very good, very scary episode. Sort of similar to Texas Chainsaw.
Oh really? Oh shit.
Yeah, very similar. Same vibe.
Is X-Files scary? Is it?
Some of the episodes are, yeah. Some of the episodes are pretty spooky, pretty creepy. It's also, there's a few episodes that are actually really funny as well. So it's just like, it has everything, you know. And then that Simpsons episode, one like a really amazing Simpsons episode.
Really, like literally one of the best episodes, I think.
Yeah, so funny.
It's an amazing episode.
And the first movie is actually good as well.
I think they only have one of the movies, so I'm assuming it's the first one, because it just says...
Fight the Future, yeah. Yeah, it's the first one they have.
Oh, Home, there it is, Season 4, Episode 2, Jesus, Mark, around the fucking ball.
Yeah, that's an amazing episode.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through that. I want to watch Atlanta as well, the Donald Glover show. Twin Peaks, but with hip-hop is how I've heard it described. So... yeah, I'm gonna go through a few TV shows, I think, for a bit. Dip my toe in. But it takes me so long to watch TV shows, so I will be quite a while watching them.
Get the toe in. Yeah, the Stars thing is a bit underwhelming though, because like
it is.
I thought it'd be loads, but like it's just like sort of bits and drabs here and there. Like there's no real.
Yeah.
And it's not even all the stuff that they have. Like they have one of the Planet of the Apes movies, but then none of the rest of them. Very weird.
Yeah, and like they got The Omen 2 and 3 for some reason, but not the first one. Like,
yeah, what's that about?
It is like underwhelming, but it does have
no Malcolm in the Middle either. What's that about? They own it.
No,
why can't they put it on there? Load of bollocks.
Put it up, please. I think Malcolm in the Middle it's on all 4. It might be coming to Netflix at some stage. I think I heard that somewhere.
It used to be on Netflix. I used to watch it all the time.
But I mean, I'm gonna watch.
Disney own it, like.
I'm gonna watch Futurama now. Definitely, I'm gonna watch Futurama. Like, I think of Family Guy, American Dad, absolutely not. Like,
no thanks, mate. Yeah, thank
just
God they got some adult programming, you know. Like,
yeah, did you
kid stuff?
Yeah, did you like? I like the way they're like, yeah, you have to put on a pin now.
yeah, because it's just for kids. Like the app is literally just for kids, basically. And then they're like, oh wait, you know, people who are over 18 also subscribe to this. I have to put in a fucking pin. Fuck off.
Oh, you can take the pin off. You know that, yeah?
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, too late now. Have you seen WandaVision?
No, I haven't. Have you?
No, I've heard it's not very good.
I've heard nothing but that it's good.
My mom says it's really bad. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's setting up on the next phase of Marvel, because this is when I think they're now going to be doing interdimensional stuff, or multi-universe or multi-dimensional shit, whatever. Like you know, with the Spider-Man thing that they're bringing in. They're supposedly bringing in Tobey Maguire and
Andrew Garfield, yeah.
Andrew Garfield. And Doctor Strange also has to do with that, so it's all gonna be tying in together to do that. But you know, I actually watched Captain America: Winter Soldier on the weekend.
Nice.
From phase 2, phase 2 of Avengers or whatever. Yeah, like I always wanted to watch Winter Soldier because I've heard it's really, really good, and and you really like it as well, don't you?
Yeah, that's the best. It's one of the best from the sequels. Like you have Thor 2, Iron Man 2. I can't even remember the others.
But Avengers 2. Right,
yeah, basically all the sequels are fucking terrible except for Captain America.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. I really, really liked it.
Yeah, it's like a Bourne movie almost. You know,
Yeah, almost until like the end where it's just like
city falling
it's
from the sky
yeah, literally like
again.
a city, basically a fucking city falling on top of another city. Like,
Yeah, there's a city
um,
falling again on top of another city again. You have to save the world.
but this was like the first one of the Marvel movies that did it, so at least
That's actually true. Yeah, but they didn't have to do it again. You know, 4 or 5 times. A lot of bollocks. But
yeah, but like it is good. It's a good movie. Some of the special effects have aged like shit though. Oh my god.
really,
Like some of the special effects look really noticeable, and like the green screen is pretty bad. But you know, besides that, like the action is well done. The characters are fun. They're cool. The Nick Fury like still being alive at the end was like that's just like I was amazed that they killed him off, and I was just like, how the fuck do they excuse like bringing him back? And he's just like, oh, I took a pill that like slows my heart rate down to 1 beat per minute, and I was like, that would still kill you. Like he's still dead.
you're still dead. Yeah,
At least have severe brain damage.
he's just in a wheelchair, all fucked up. The pill
Like-
didn't work properly. Nick, my God, what happened? I'm
fuck?
still alive.
But it's good. It's good, and the action is good in it. The action is actually it was way
Very
better
good,
than
yeah.
I thought it was gonna be. And Winter Soldier is a cool character, Bucky.
Bucky,
I like
yeah.
him. But yeah, like I don't really have that much to say about it except for it was good. I enjoyed it. I rated it a 3 on Letterboxd, but it's actually like if I was to actually properly rate it, it'd be a 7. But it's not. It's not a 4, so it's a 3. So. You know what I mean? But I liked it a lot. I did like it. It was very good. Yeah, Captain America. He's a pretty cool dude. I like the way that his superpower compared to the rest of them is that like he's really smart or whatever, and he's super strong, and well, he's not even super strong. He's just very strong. He's just stronger than way stronger than the average human. But like if he was to actually go up against like Iron Man, fucking Thor, Hulk, he would get annihilated.
Yeah, his superpower is he's just mad strong. Like he doesn't have anything else. You know.
No,
The same as Black Widow. Like, what's her superpower? You know, she doesn't have one.
She doesn't have a superpower.
Yeah.
She's just an
So what's the crack with them?
She's
she's
just
just
like Nick
powerful.
Fury. She's just strong.
Yeah, just strong. Like,
She's got amazing like karate.
yeah.
And she's hot. That's her
Yeah,
superpower.
amazing curves. Throw them off. Yeah, it's so weird. But yeah, he's sort of like the lame duck. But then he still fights Iron Man stuff in the other ones. It's so unrealistic.
Bollocks! Like, there's no like. I know that his like shield is made of like vibranium or whatever the fuck it's called. Whatever that fucking bullshit metal is called.
Yeah.
Like
Vibranium.
I think it's called vibranium. I'm
Yeah,
not totally
yeah.
sure.
It definitely is.
But I know that he has that, and like that can block like a lot of shit or whatever. But like I'm pretty sure Iron Man has a suit made of vibranium, and he just definitely has like some laser that can cut through it, and then, like without Captain America's shield, he can't dodge a fucking Gatling gun that's firing directly at him. So
Yeah, that'd be so underwhelming though. Like someone just takes out a gun and just kills Captain America straight away. You know.
yeah, if Captain America gets shot, he's fucked. Like that's it. And that happens in the movie. He gets shot and he's in fucking bits.
Yeah. Such a bad superhero.
But also such a good superhero. Such an American superhero. It's like he's the
Yeah.
average guy. Even out of all the superheroes, he's just like he's superhero. He's a superhero, but like he's not like he doesn't have like insane superpowers. He's not like fucking flying and shit. He's just a really athletic jock.
Yeah. He's not that super. You know, he's just a guy. He's just a normal hero.
Even Winter Soldier has like a fucking robot arm.
Yeah, Bucky's a tragic character.
Bucky's cool. I really like that character design. I really like it.
Mm.
He's cool. I don't understand Hydra. So is Hydra just basically Nazis? Is that basically like what the plot is with
Yeah, it's
Winter
just
Soldier?
Nazis.
It's just Nazis are trying to take over the world again.
It's Nazis versus the CIA. So you're like, I have to support the CIA here. You know, it's like the Agents of Shield are also an evil corporation. Basically, they're basically just the CIA.
They're
But
just
they're
imperialists.
Yeah, but they're fighting against Nazis. So you're like, oh my god, who am I supposed to
You
root
have
for?
to be the good guy
Yeah.
then.
You know.
But no, yeah, because when I was watching, Captain America, I came up with my theory, right, for how they should do like Captain America in the future. Because I know that like obviously I know the ending of Endgame and the fucking time travel shit or whatever. So like Captain America's back in his own timeline. What they should do is in that timeline now, especially with all the like multi-dimensional shit that's starting up with the MCU at the moment, they should just make another fucking Captain America movie where Captain America now goes off and he saves Bucky, because in this timeline, because he went back in time, and in this timeline Bucky's now captured by Hydra, so Captain America should go off and save him.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't do that, that means like no one's ever gonna save Bucky from Hydra. He's always just gonna be fucked, basically.
He's supposed to be fucked. Now, you should go back to the beginning. You should time travel back to the start and never get in that thing. And he's just a normal guy. And then
they time travel and they kill Jon Favreau.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like they stop Iron Man 1 being made.
Yeah, no more Iron Man 1. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., nah, I'm alright. Nick Fury, get a day job. Like, this is just, they should have one where it's just like they neutralize the whole thing. That'd be funny, And it's just Captain America with like the skinny, Chris Evans really skinny and stuff. And Tony Stark is just some really arrogant billionaire. And
then Thanos just comes in and he just wipes him out.
Yeah, and everyone's like, what the fuck is that?
It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. That'd be cool. That's the only place they can go, after interdimensional travel. Because they're going to want to keep this going for like eternity, but they can't.
Yeah, make too much money off of it.
Yeah, exactly. They have to pivot at some point.
Too much money. People on the film club said that when we talk about like the MCU, they're like, "Oh, is it even good?" And I felt so bad. I don't want to change someone's opinion on like the MCU and make them retroactively not like something that they obviously do like. Like, that's not fair. Imagine someone doing that to your favorite films.
I challenge anyone to do that.
You should feel bad. you should feel bad if you like MCU.
Those films are terrible.
But no, they are good. Like some of them are good. No, a lot of them are good. I haven't watched I've actually seen way more of the MCU than I thought I have. I've seen loads of them. I'm like, I've seen that. It's more when it gets onto like phase
3, yeah, same.
3.
Just drop out.
After like Civil War, I haven't seen many of them.
Yeah, after Black Panther, I just like dropped out.
I haven't even seen Black Panther, so.
But it's just CIA propaganda, Get a bit tired of it, It's all the same thing again and again and again. So, but yeah, obviously enjoy it if you can,
But it's also, I'm also like watching it and I'm just like, I can't give out to anyone for liking this, because do I know who's going to win at the end? Yes, obviously. I am also the guy that likes shonen anime, and in shonen anime, that the good guy is always going to win. Like, he's never not going to win.
Yeah.
It's the same shit. It's the same shit.
It's the same story, but like, it's not, the American government making them, I'm a conscientious objector to the Marvel universe.
Getting moralistic on us, are we, Mark?
I'm getting moralistic right here. It's violence in film.
It's the violence, man. It's
Okay.
What you been watching?
We'll
you been watching anyway before
we'll be okay.
Our laptops explode.
Yeah. This may be my final word. I finally got around to the end of my Harry Potter journey. I watched Harry Potter, The Goblet of Fire.
With our boy,
Orpats, yes, Cedric Diggory. First point of order. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Jesus
I have to,
Christ.
not to retread old ground, but no film should ever be that long. Especially not a Harry Potter film.
Long, holy shit.
It's such a long film. Like, I love Harry Potter Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, same.
It's definitely the best in the series for me. But like, even I was like, Jesus, will this ever end? Even though the ending is probably the best part as well.
Yeah, Voldemort coming back is fucking sick. It's so good.
Yeah, that's actually so cool. That's pretty the scariest film in the series as well. But like,
yeah, because I think it's the mixture of like lightheartedness with darkness. Like, it's very well managed throughout the film. But then when you get into the later films, like, it's just like dark, and there's no like there's no real let up in a way.
Yeah, it's definitely that kind of meeting point between the early series and the later parts, but like it has like the perfect balance of both. Yeah, the end scene is so cool with the rat guy, dropping baby Voldemort into the cauldron and stuff. It's so scary as well, like in like a graveyard. And obviously, like that point where they really raise the stakes for everything when Orpats, unfortunately passes away. But yeah, it's good, like, scary. It's funny, pretty funny. Everyone's growing up and stuff. It's just like it's just good fun, Can't go wrong with it. And it's like it's not as like childish, like not just in terms of aesthetics and like narrative stuff, but like, well, yeah, sort of in narrative terms. Like it's not, the plot holes aren't so obvious. You know? I know the way in Philosopher's Stone I was talking about, like they're suspicious about Snape for no reason. This poor guy just has long hair and they think he's evil because of that. And they make all these logical leaps that make no sense. Goblet of Fire makes way more sense, and I appreciate that.
Which is your favorite of the tournament like challenges? Which one's your favorite?
I'd definitely say the hedge thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
That always scared me. Man, that's so scary. There's so many
bits, because I remember being younger watching it, and the bit where the hedge like takes a girl or some fella or something, and it just like pulls them.
Yeah.
I always thought, I was like, they're dead. Like, there's no way they survived that.
Yeah, I was the same. I remember seeing it in the cinemas, and I was like, oh my god, like you're dead, because they sort of imply that as well, because the girl gets taken first, then it's Cedric. And he gets taken by the roots, and he's getting claimed by the bush, and he's like begging Harry to help him, and you're like, oh shit, like that's gonna kill him, But then it turns out that it doesn't actually kill you. Like they're all fine back at the thing.
Why are you so desperate to like? Are you just begging him so you
out,
don't
Cedric.
lose the game? Is that like? But you're like the last two. Why would Harry help you?
But then like Harry helps him obviously,
and then he does die.
But like before he dies, he's like, Harry, you save me. You take the cup. So like that obviously implies that like the bush kills you, but like, then he dies anyway, obviously. But like the hedge scene is just creepy, especially when Harry first goes through it, and it's like this big. There's like a stadium watching him, and then he goes into the hedge, and then it like closes up, and everything's all creepy all of a sudden.
So quiet.
I remember, but the water thing is pretty cool as well, where they have to go underwater and like Harry grows gills and stuff. It's so cool.
Even the dragon is fucking cool as well.
The dragon's amazing.
Actually, each one of them is fucking cool. Like the chase scene with the dragon on the fucking
the broom.
That's what it's called. I couldn't think of the name. The broom, yeah.
Yeah, the dragon's so cool. The Hungarian something, horntail, I think it is. It's every part of this movie just works, just clicks. Even like the dance scene, like they have the ball and stuff.
This isn't the one with Cho Chang in it, is it?
It is, yeah. Cho Chang and then the Pavarti sisters, I think it is.
Fuck me.
Yeah, Cho Chang. That's just comical, That just says everything you need to know about
J.K. Rowling as a human being.
Yeah. Cho Chang.
Even like, I remember seeing a TikTok or whatever, and it was just like, are we really surprised that J.K. Rowling is who she is when she named her character Cho Chang and made it an N-word for her world of wizards?
Oh, Muggle, yeah.
Yeah, Muggle.
Yeah, oh my god.
You fucking mugbloood.
you mudblood. It's
what
so
the fuck?
Bro, Draco, you can't say that, man. That's so bad out.
You're gonna get cancelled.
You're getting expelled,
Jacob Malfoy is cancelled.
Yeah, there's always something weird about that guy. But
too Aryan for my liking.
Yeah, yeah, it's so on the nose. It's like it's just Hitler. It's like Voldemort's just Hitler, and they're just the Nazis. Like it's just, it's just so on the nose.
Yeah, it is now. But then you got the goblins who are the bankers, and
they're just Jews. Yeah,
just Jews.
They're just Jews. Yeah, the bankers is just these hook-nosed goblins. It's like, wow, J.K. Rowling, like, please, what were you... Like, I can't believe this one is racist.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
My face, that actually hurts. Like, I'm actually getting cringed from that. Like, yeah, no shit that she turned out to be a fucking arsehole.
Yeah, she's evil. An evil woman.
Oh, that's so fucking funny, though.
But so that's the end of my Harry Potter adventure.
Are you done? Are you not
I won't be watching the rest of them. Sure, the rest of them, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Deathly Hallows.
Fucking sucks.
I don't remember a single thing about that film except for the fact that I couldn't see anything.
No. Do you want to watch Half-Blood Prince for me and just tell me what happens in that movie? Because I saw that movie in cinemas, and I've seen it another time. I do not remember a fucking single thing from that film. I don't know. All I remember is Voldemort or Dumbledore dies, and that is it.
Yeah, Harry gets with Cho Chang
Oh, great.
after leaving her fella to his death in the Triwizard tournament. He slides on in there. But I remember I sort of preferred Half-Blood Prince as the book. That was probably my favorite book. I didn't mind the film either. But Order of the Phoenix, what a pile of shite. And then Deathly Hallows. Like, no need for two films right there. And pretty much nothing happens in the first one.
Yeah, I just looked up a ranking. I looked up Harry Potter on Letterboxd, and I'm assuming that this person is ranking them. This is the worst ranking I have ever fucking seen on Letterboxd. So number 1, we have The Half-Blood Prince. Number 2, Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 3, Deathly Hallows Part 1, which is objectively the worst one. Like that is
objectively
the worst.
It's an objective fact, scientific fact.
It's like looking at biology, looking at everything else. It's just the worst one. Then
We looked at the charts. It came back.
Order of the Phoenix, which is probably the second worst one. Then you got the first one, then the second one, then the last one, and their lowest rated one is Goblet of Fire. That is wrong. Like, that is not right at all.
Like, I understand different people have different opinions, but
No, man. I click onto this person's profile, and I see they gave Iron Man 3 a 5 out of 5. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know about it. That's all I need to know about a human being.
Now I can ignore your opinion. All your opinions and everything. Sure.
Where would you rate them? Like, what would you rate the top 3?
Top 3. Goblet of Fire, Prisoner of Azkaban, Chamber of Secrets. Basically in reverse order.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I don't know, maybe Half-Blood Prince, and then Philosopher's Stone, then Part 2, Deathly Hallows, then Part 1, then Order of the Phoenix. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I think
that would be my ranking.
I think Deathly Hallows. I think I'd go Goblet of Fire, Prisoner of Azkaban, Chamber of Secrets. Can't remember Half-Blood Prince if it counts. That's just thrown to the side. Philosopher's Stone, Part 2, Part 1, and then Order of the Phoenix. I fucking hate Order of the Phoenix. That film is just miserable.
So bad. Yeah, it's just black. You can't see anything.
It's just grim. There's no fun. Everything is shit. It's just a fucking torture porn film for kids, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm not even that wrong saying that, with the fucking kids like getting fucking scarred on their hands and shit like that.
Yeah, that was so over the top, you know. And then, you know, Dolores, like, that was just an annoying character. There's no need for her to be there at all.
Yeah, she's just a pain in the fucking hole. And then she gets like her comeuppance, but her comeuppance are like way too dark for what Harry Potter is. Like
what the fuck? Why? Like, why don't you just like Harry Potter's about being about like above all that stuff. Put her in Azkaban or something like.
Their justification is, well, we're not doing anything. It's like, what the?
What the fuck? Bizarre.
No,
just
not
bizarre.
a good time. Not a good time.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Not a good look.
Not a good look, JK. Not a good look.
Yeah, come on.
Along
come
with
on, JK.
Part of your many bad looks. Like.
Yeah.
Another fucking bad look was the fucking documentarians that made Meeting the Man, James Baldwin in Paris. I had never heard of this fucking thing in my life, but it was on Mubi and I saw it and I was like, James Baldwin, he's a cool dude. Let's knock this on. I quickly had a little Google on it and it's like really highly acclaimed or whatever. So I clicked onto it and wow, yeah. The documentarians did not know what they were doing in this movie. Like, the only reason why this film is good is James Baldwin, because like Terrence Dixon, who he's some Brit interviewing James Baldwin, and yeah, they're in Paris or whatever, and the idea, like, this is only like 20 minutes, like half an hour long. It's really, really short, but it's basically these dudes coming up to James Baldwin and asking him like, yo, can we make a fucking documentary about your your literature or whatever? And he's like, yeah, sure. But then when they came over, he's like, nah, I don't actually want to talk about this. We should talk about, like, more important things, like, all the shit that's going on in America now, because we're talking at the midst of, like, Vietnam, and civil rights movement is just after happening, and there's a lot of racial tension in America. Maybe we should talk about this. And he's like
Yeah, when
trying
was
to.
this made?
It was released 1971. I don't know when it was made, but like they never mentioned this, like, in the film. But for the description in on Letterboxd, it says that, like, things don't go to plan for him and the film crew when a couple of young black Vietnam Dodgers impose themselves on the American. Now, not only is that not an accurate way to describe what happens, I don't think they never actually say that they're Vietnam Dodgers. I think whoever wrote this fucking thing just assumed.
What?
It's never mentioned that they're Vietnam draft dodgers, and
Mm.
also it's not that they impose themselves to be there on the film. James Baldwin is perfectly fucking cool with them being there. The documentarians are pissing him off massively because he's there trying to, like, explain to them, like, for example, right? He says to them, "You don't know anything about me because, like, my world as a black man is completely separate to your world as a white person. But I know something about you from my relationship of being a black person living in a white world. I know that much." And they're just like, "You don't know anything about us." And he's like, "No, but I do. Like, I do know something. Like, I have, like,
Yeah.
from living in you've never lived in my world. I have always lived in your world, basically." And they're just, like, completely ignorant to what he's saying. And they get really pissed off with him.
Yeah, it's really. I saw it as well. It's like they get really like. I've never seen an interviewer get that.
I didn't know. Sorry, I didn't know that you watched this.
Yeah, I saw it on the thing. I was like,
Yeah.
I have to watch this because it's always coming up on the front page.
Mm.
But like, I've never seen an interviewer get so like combative with an interviewee. They're like, "Why are you ignoring us, basically, or why aren't you playing along?" And he's like, to be honest, I honestly didn't know what he was talking about. Like James Baldwin at the Bastille.
Yeah, like, there's some bits where it's like, I don't fully understand what you're saying, but, like,
Yeah,
it's cool.
it seems more
It's
like he's
cool
just
what
like.
you're saying.
Yeah, it's like I appreciate like the attitude, like it's like sort of punk or whatever. But I had no idea what he was talking about at the Bastille part, where
No.
he's trying to make a comparison between the storming of the Bastille and like the American prison system.
Mm.
But then they have when he's sitting down with like Angela Davis and people like that. I think it's her, isn't it?
I think it's just some random. No, I don't think it's Angela Davis. I think it's just some random girl.
Oh, no.
I don't know if it's Angela
But yeah,
Davis.
it's just I thought it was her for some reason. But yeah, he's sitting down with a load of people in Paris, and there's an interview afterwards as well, and he makes the point you're talking about, like basically the other kind of complex, that kind of idea that he's more knowledge about the system that is inaccessible to, like, the body that it represents, because he is the other, like he is what the system poses itself against, basically. That was way more clear, but I literally, like, the Bastille part is just like completely unintelligible to me.
Yeah, like, I kind of I kind of grasp what he's saying, but, like, I feel like it was almost like he's like, there's no real point trying to go into this because, like, you're not gonna understand, as in, like, the documentary is like you're not gonna understand it. He's like, you see that guy there? He might die tomorrow because of the color of his skin, and I might die tomorrow because of the color of my skin. But you'll never understand that fear. And we're like, the American prison system, whatever. But it was definitely like when they got into the room and he was like talking to the people. There's a bit where, like, the documentarian tried to like say something, and everyone's like, "Shut the fuck up! Like, stop talking."
Yeah,
yeah,
that guy should have just given up. Like,
yeah, he just should have shut the fuck up. Like, especially like when it was very clear that James Baldwin didn't. Whatever film they wanted to make, James Baldwin did not want to make that film. So just fucking go with it. Like, just feel like, I love that line where he's saying, like, I'm a writer and I can never be anything more. Like, I don't know how to run a bank. I don't know how to do this or that or whatever. But I do know how to fuck up your mind. And I was like, and everyone in the room was like, right on. Everyone's like clicking.
Right on,
like, yeah.
man. Right on.
But like, that was such a good
him.
line. Because it's like, yeah, man. Like, because it was something, because, like, when you're watching it, it's like, you're like, when you're watching it, it is kind of like I don't fully understand what you're
Yeah,
saying,
it's
but
pretty confusing. Yeah,
it's pretty confusing. But it's also really cool. Whatever you're saying sounds really cool, and it's interesting, and I'm listening, even though I might not fully understand what you're saying. But I also think that even if he was to like fully explain it, he's just a writer or whatever. Like he's not like a teacher or a lecturer or whatever. Like I think like whatever he's trying to explain, he's not the person to explain it, if you know what I mean. And I think like he himself would agree with that.
yeah. He was a preacher
Yeah,
before he became a writer.
you really got a sense of that in
Yeah,
the
he's a
room.
great speaker. He
Mm.
also has like he seems really intense. Like I would have been like, if I was a documentary guy, I would have been like, all right, James, I understand what's going on here. I'm gonna leave. You know,
I'm gonna
I'm not gonna come
bounce.
back. Yeah, he's so intense. You know,
Mm.
really charismatic kind of figure.
Really,
I
always drinking whiskey and having a cigarette.
Yeah, what a cool guy. I've never actually read his books.
I've read Giovanni's Room. Giovanni's Room is like, in terms of like writing, like literature, it is like the
Mm.
most beautiful thing I've ever read. It's amazing. Like the writing in
Mm.
it is so good.
What's it
But
about?
it's about it's about this dude. Can't remember the main character's name, but this dude that moves to France with his fiance or his wife or whatever. But he starts to have an affair with a waiter. I'm gonna say a bartender, called Giovanni, and it's about going to Giovanni's room to have sex with him,
Oh,
and it's about
nice.
being, it's about the other and about not being entirely safe for who you are in a place, and it's also got to do with France, where he's from, and it's also the guy's American, so it ties back into like America as this like place or whatever. But it's cool.
Mm.
Fairly fucking certain that James Baldwin was gay. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm
Yeah,
like
he was. Yeah,
98.9% sure that he was.
yeah. I think that's why he went to France.
Yeah.
Something about he was involved. I think he was supposed to speak at the March on Washington, and then he was uninvited at the last minute because it was like it wasn't popular within the movement at the time to be gay or whatever.
Mm.
So you had to struggle with that. You had to struggle with a lot of things, you know. Like there's a
Yeah.
point in the film where he's like, "I've had a hard life," and he's laughing like a minute beforehand, and then suddenly he gets kind of serious, and it's
And
like,
you're
oh
like,
god,
Like, yeah, man, you did. Like, you've had
yeah,
a tough
you've had it
fucking
rough.
life.
Yeah,
But he's
yeah.
cool, and he wrote a lot of good books, and he's like,
very cool guy.
he's gonna be like remembered forever as well. I think he'll go down in history. But Jesus,
he has a
those
museum.
fucking documentarians, what the fuck? Like, I have never seen that before. I've never seen a documentarian like really go against what like the subject matter of the story, I guess it is, because it's about
Mm.
James Baldwin. But like the interviewee,
So weird, yeah.
yeah, it's cool though. I really liked it, especially because it's so short, and you got this like cool idea of like who James Baldwin was.
Yeah, it's only
Well,
27
I guess
minutes.
like only like one sentence. Well, one part of him, I guess. Because I remember like seeing something like James Baldwin wasn't this intense. He's just super pissed off with the fucking documentarians. It's like, yeah, no
Jesus,
fair.
how pissed off was he?
He's
Like,
like,
that's
I say he's just like, I'm wasting my fucking time.
yeah, but Jesus, he's like the way he does that squint. I was like,
Mm.
damn man, please stop doing that.
This
Chill
dude,
out.
he's about to kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, it's like, damn, this guy's serious. I gotta be like, get the fuck out of here.
But yeah, they
Yeah,
never
it's-
mentioned that. They never mentioned that those like the kids or whatever that are like, well, I'm gonna say kids, they're in their 20s, but like they're literally older than we are now. Like, but
Mm.
they never
Those
mentioned that
kids.
they're like Vietnam draft dodgers. That doesn't come into it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Sort of makes sense though. Like, why are they all in Paris?
Following James Baldwin,
Yeah, maybe
it's a cool dude.
dodging the draft. That's also cool though, you know. Or
It is
was
also
back then.
cool.
Still cool, you know.
What else have you been watching?
I had a good look at Feels Good Man, which I believe you also watched,
Yes.
which is an internet documentary about the internet, that is to say, which charts the rise and fall of Pepe the Frog, which is a character I'm sure we all know.
poor
um,
Pepe.
Poor Pepe, like he's been through the washer.
Man.
Yeah, it's sort of tells the story of his origins and like how he became appropriated and then like the different layers of appropriation and all these different, he sort of became exploded into this totally new kind of icon. You know, he was memeified, you know, memed to death basically. Like he literally dies in the film, and he died in real life also. But he was like created by this guy called Matt Fury, who was like the chillest hippie, like Californian. He's just a cool guy,
Just
really laid back.
Very relaxed, dude.
Yeah, he's like Shaggy off like Scooby Doo, like he even looks like him. And he's just there. He's just a cartoonist, minding his business one day, and he made this made the comic Boys Club, I think it's called.
Yeah, Boys Club.
Which is based on, I think, him and his roommates, but like in the form of animals. There's like a frog, and
Like a Sasquatch kind of guy.
there's like a dog and stuff.
There's a dog and something else.
It's pretty popular.
Yeah.
But yeah, one day someone scanned it, or no, someone took like a screenshot from one of the things.
Oh,
one of
he
the panels.
did. Matt Fury himself did that.
Did what?
He scanned it and just put it up, and then like that's where it came from. That's where.
Yeah, but someone took like a screenshot from the
Oh,
scan, like just of Pepe's face saying "feels good, man," which was in the context of the comic. That was about someone comes up to him. So someone opens the toilet door in the comic, and he's peeing with his pants pulled down. Pretty funny, you know. I think
Classic.
everyone's gonna laugh at that. And then the character who finds him is like, "Why would you do that?" And Pepe's just like, "Feels good, man." Like he sort of embraced the fact that he's a weirdo, and that like he just sort of does what he wants, and he's just proud of who he is.
It does feel good. I'm gonna pee at the break. I'm gonna go
It's
pee
liberating.
like that.
Yeah. At the break. Yeah, we have to try it actually. Yeah, but yeah, and it basically exploded from there. It became like a catchphrase. And there's a part when in the initial part of the documentary, we talk about how like it became a catchphrase for like bodybuilder, like fascist bodybuilders, and that's when they knew it became really weird.
As soon as it said like, yeah, like all these bodybuilders started just like saying "feels good, man." I was like, there is no way this could have ended well. Like there's no like at the peak, at the start of the internet, and for some reason all these macho bodybuilders are saying "feels good, man." It's like, oh, this is just gonna definitely be tied to misogyny in some form.
This is not gonna go well. But yeah, then I think everyone sort of knows the story after that. He just becomes like this crazy kind of meme, you know, to like varying levels of popularity. Like everyone sort of knows a different version of it. But there's like, I suppose, millions of like unique versions of it, and you can create it. You create rare Pepes, and you can create your own Pepes yourself. I suppose anyone can, which is like the whole point of meme culture. I think it's a very difficult topic to approach from a documentary point of view.
They do it very, very well, though.
They do, yeah. It's like the internet, something that moves like faster than any other form of technology. Like Pepe is basically a dead meme at this stage. Like you don't really see it anymore, but
it was literally a hate symbol.
Yeah, it got designated as a hate symbol, which is a whole other thing. But
we'll get into that.
We'll get into that. But yeah, I appreciate the fact that it just tried to take these things seriously and to sort of study, like, or sort of chart a path, and even like offer some explanations as to some commentary as to what actually happened, or like how it sort of became this innocuous cartoon into a I don't know, like a fascist symbol, or like whatever else you want to think, or whatever else you want to derive from it.
It's really fucked up though. Like I like, because like you can very clearly see the thread and the logic behind why it was Pepe. Like even at the start where it's just like, yeah, Pepe came from Boys Club, and like Boys Club was just like this in between time, like just after college, where you don't really know what you're gonna do and you haven't got a job, you're just kind of chilling out with your friends or whatever. And that character being adopted by 4chaners who, like, fuck me, that's a side of the internet that I'm glad I never really stumbled into or anything. That just seemed very fucking sad. What was it called? Like zeeting? Like
what?
Or what was it called? Where they just like basically lived in their mom's basement, but they took pride.
Neats. Yeah,
Neats.
Not in education, employment, or training. I think it is.
That was fucking grim, because just like these dudes are literally doing nothing but being on the internet all day.
Well, we're
And,
all
like,
neats now.
we're all neats now. Everyone's a niche, but like I could fully understand why it was them that would then take the Pepe meme and like turn it into like this kind of like empowerment thing where you're just like, yeah, we are all a bunch of fucking weirdos and we
Yeah.
don't really know what we're doing, but we're just kind of, chilling out or whatever. And that's what like Pepe kind of stood for. But it was the moment when 4chan and like the internet kind of blew up, and then it starts to spill into other aspects of the internet, and then like particularly when women started to use Pepe, and then they're just like, nah, fuck this, we're gonna turn Pepe into the most like
Yeah.
racist, misogynistic, xenophobic, anti-Semitic, homophobic, anything phobic.
All the phobics, they got everything in there.
All the phobics. He's gonna be the fucking worst piece of shit ever, just to get like outsiders, as that 4chaner says, which is basically anyone that wasn't, a teenage white boy like on 4chan.
I don't know. The whole phenomenon is just very interesting, and it's not really covered. You don't talk about it.
I
It's
was
sort of
watching
it's sort of it's sort of cringe to talk about it. Really,
It is cringe. It
You know?
is. But
But
I was
that's
watching
the
it,
thing,
it's like these fuckers are just been left behind by like capitalism and shit like that. But they're gonna blame the people that are being like fucking also suffering underneath it. Like they're not gonna blame.
they're just. I also watched a different another documentary, which is DFW No GF, otherwise known as That Feel When No Girlfriend, which is like an incel kind of documentary. But like it goes into it doesn't have like a very it's not like Feels Good Man. Like Feels Good Man has like a very clear kind of thread to it. Like it tells the story of Pepe the Frog and has all these different sort of commentaries on it, and you have like talking heads and the creator Pepe and stuff like that. And TFW No GF is actually it's just basically it follows like 4 or 5 incels around and sort of gets their view on the world, I suppose, and just sort of lets them say what they want. Like, there's no real judgment, or like the filmmaker doesn't really take a position. But one of them actually made a really good point, because it's shot over the course of like 2 or 3 years. So 3 of them actually become normal basically, or like make it out of the hole that they dug themselves into. And one of them made a really good comparison with like internet culture being like an echo of something like the graffiti on the walls in like Pompeii or Rome, where people would like, like there's still markings on the wall in Pompeii, like such and such is a whore, or like I fucked this person here, or like just vulgarities and profanity for no other reason than to like, I don't know, leave your mark, or like to piss people off. But like the main difference in the internet age is that you leave your mark on the wall, you leave your graffiti or whatever, but then someone starts writing back, and it's like a feedback loop, which is almost, I suppose, in like in the case of the Pepe hate symbol thing, is like it's a feedback of hate or negative energy, but like it's still something that's always been there. Really, it's like an innate kind of thing, people just trying to wind people up. I think it is.
Yeah.
It's a very strange thing.
Yeah, it is. It's such a strange like beast of the internet, and it is just echo chambers, like constant echo chambers within echo chambers within echo chambers of like these people that just like, I don't have to see the other side of the argument because I can just stay on this side and have my opinion validated by all these other people, and that obviously feels good. It feels good, man, when that happens.
Feels good, man.
Like like with this documentary, like I definitely found the start of it way more interesting than the end. Especially like when for some reason it just throws in cryptocurrency for like 10 minutes and it has literally nothing to do with the rest of anything that's going on. But like I really liked Matt Fury. I thought he was like, I really understood that, like, he was just like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh shit, I should have taken charge on this. Like, this is gonna get worse and worse.
Well, I think like the solution they had, like they basically present a solution kind of at the end, where it's like, oh, Matt should have like sort of taken charge and like protected his intellectual copyright laws or his intellectual rights or whatever. And you have this really awful scene where it's like it's Matt in a boardroom, and you turn around and it's like slow motion of these three lawyers walking in like, you know,
That was
cool music behind them.
awful.
It's like these people are intellectual property rights lawyers. Like these are not good people. These are like
No.
terrible people. Like that's not a good thing. And it doesn't actually do anything either. Like he can sue whoever he wants over Pepe. Like it's too late at this stage, and it would always be too late anyway. Because these things, like the thing with 4chan, I suppose, which is like the complete opposite of things like Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Like you can't monetize it. There's no likes. There's nothing really to gain from posting on it. You can't gain anything from it. Like it's not intellectual property to post something there, really, in the first place. Which sort of feeds back into the whole thing that it's people just doing it for no reason, and that's maybe why it's so. Like most memes seem to come from those kinds of places, because no one's posting things to like get likes or to get people to give them approval. They're just posting things because they want to. But yeah, I didn't like that aspect of it. Like that's not a good solution. I think Matt sort of accepts that as well. Like he's so chill like about everything. Like he doesn't
I think
really
he's
mind.
just like oh fuck this. I'm gonna make if my fucking little cartoon character is gonna be registered as a fucking hate symbol, I'm gonna make fucking money off the cunts that did this.
Yeah.
And he takes down Alex Jones, which is well, he doesn't take him down, but like he takes on Alex Jones, which was fucking hilarious. I was just watching. It's like Alex Jones is actually an insane person. Like what the fuck? He's literally in the court, and he's just there like, oh sorry, I feel a bit sore. I was working out today. It's like, how are you a human being? Like what? It's like
He's just the lawyer's like, what did you do to prepare for this deposition? He's like, nothing really. It's like, I just came in here. It's like,
yeah.
Did you not? Like, this is a big case against you. Cost him hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he just walks in, you know, riffing. Like, he's just a cartoon. Like, he is in this, which is pretty cool. But he's just like a cartoon character.
Like, that's a weird thing is like, it starts with like this guy making a comic book about him and his friends, and it ends with him taking on Alex Jones in a court settlement. Like that's the weird ride that it goes on, and I think it's really like insane as well. Like, because I didn't know that Donald Trump fucking retweeted a Pepe the Frog meme. I was like,
that was so funny.
I was like, holy shit! I can't believe, and like what that would have meant to the guys that like believed in him and like followed Pepe and were like, Pepe's our fucking thing. Looking back at it now, you're just like, that is so fucking lame. But like at the time, it was like it was literally like
great
the rise
outreach
of the alt-right.
And they make a good point in the film as well, that all this was like legitimized by the fact that like they had like CNN and like different news stations did like whole segments on this cartoon character and said, oh, he was a hate symbol, and he's like, it's similar to the swastika and stuff. Like they mentioned in the film, like that just sort of makes the people who support that kind of stuff double down. They're like, oh, this is hilarious. We've got a reaction out of these people. This is exactly what we wanted, and they're giving it to us. And Trump massively benefited off that kind of stuff, I think.
Yeah,
and,
hugely. Like even like when you see how at the start, anyway, it would have been like guys like whatever, like definitely like disenfranchised white men seeing how. Well, like, I'm, like, the system isn't benefiting me or whatever, or, you know, because I'm doing fucking nothing. I have literally, like, not gone into education. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything. I'm not, like, most of these dudes seem to be, like, virgins as well for the most part.
Yeah,
and they kind of
incel contingent.
Some of those dudes just, like, seem like fucking incels or whatever. Definitely was, like, we're going to take down the system or whatever. And, like, you know, will we, like, back, you know, Hillary Clinton, a former president's wife, or will we vote for this complete outsider, someone that should not be in the White House? Will we just vote for him? And they got him in. Like
it worked.
They had a huge influence on this, and because like especially because that like Hillary Clinton and the Democrats or whatever started to like legitimize this, and then that only like made it worse because it was like, well, why? Like it's just like that troll thing was like, well, why can't I say this? And that just snowballed further and further until eventually Donald Trump did get elected.
Yeah, there's a guy in the documentary, like one of the talking heads, and he's an occultist, like a magician, like he's a professor of magic in some weird institution. Like he's talking a load of bollock mainly, but like he has a really good point at the very end where he's talking about how it's sort of gone through the wash about Pepe being like sort of whatever you want him to be, and Matt Fury's done a thing about saving Pepe and like
Which just only made it worse again.
yeah, which only made it worse. But like the way in Hong Kong, like the Hong Kong democracy protesters use Pepe as like a symbol of hope and peace and stuff like that and love. And this like occultist guy is talking about how like in ancient societies, people always look for patterns in terms of symbols, omens, like things that sort of repeated and that suggested that society was changing and that something was like you derive the meaning that you can out of it. But it's not in itself like a powerful thing. It just suggests that something else is happening and that you have to keep an eye on it and look for other symbols, other patterns out in the wild. I thought that was a really cool thing.
Yeah, because
especially in the sense that
well.
yeah, especially in the sense that like obviously a lot of people didn't understand how to deal with not just like obviously Pepe himself, but like the sort of the culture, like virtual culture, and the sort of internet aspect of how we live. A lot of people aren't prepared for it, and that's what happened in 2016, and it's still happening now, I suppose.
Yeah, it's definitely, well, we can see it now in Ireland at the moment, but like
Yeah.
you can like the history repeats itself over and over again, and this is only gonna happen again with something else, probably, but it is like this crazy fucking story about this fucking internet frog that just became a hate symbol because a reaction against woke culture or whatever. It's so fucking weird and it's so interesting. And I really like this documentary. I love the animation bits in it. The animation bits are so cool.
Yeah, they should do like a cartoon with him,
Yeah, they
should. Don't think Nick would pick that up, with the
I don't think Pepe would be in it.
yeah. But yeah, it was really cool. It was nice animation. Very well made film.
What was that feeling when no GF? What was that like?
It's good. Ariel Pink did the music. Oh, he's in his own trouble these days as well. And then,
yeah, I've heard.
yeah, John Mouse has some songs in it. It's like it just sort of follows these like 5 guys, and there's a Texas incel, like a cowboy incel. There's like a powerlifter incel. There's 2 sort of school shooter types, and then there's this kind of philosopher incel who's like he has a wife, so he's not an incel anymore, but like he has a allegiance to those or sympathy with those kinds of people. And he's like above it. He actually mentors the powerlifter incel into like ascending beyond himself and stuff like that. Big part of the film is your man Wojak, the sort of counterpart to Pepe. Like Wojak's definitely bigger these days. He's definitely sort of blew up in Pepe's place. But this film, there's the philosopher guy kind of makes like an interesting point about how they represent like the duality of man, which sounds really stupid and simplistic when you say it, but like Pepe is like the gregarious, like outgoing, outrageous, assertive kind of character, and then Wojak is like the inner character that no one really sees. Like he's like sad and like depressed and like has his own kind of inner life, which is nowhere near as like sort of contented as his outer self would appear. And the way he sort of made that comparison was actually really good. It's a good film. It's just like it doesn't have any really point of view. Like the director, she didn't take any sort of perspective on it, which is a good thing, definitely. But like it doesn't really go into social issues or like what could actually be behind the problems that these guys kind of have. But it does kind of hint at them, and you can just sort of get the hint. Because they're all fucking losers. What the cowboy incel is like an alcoholic who has no friends. And like the school shooter guys are like constantly on Twitter, like always on Twitter, and they're like famous on Twitter and stuff. And they get arrested halfway through the film because one of them puts up a picture with he's holding 2 AK-47s, and the caption is 1 ticket to Joker, please.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Which is just obviously that's a joke tweet. Like,
yeah, obviously. I know. Fuck it hell.
But he got
such an incel fucking thing to do.
He got arrested and he got all his guns confiscated, so they were fucked up about that. But then they both get girlfriends at the end of it, and he gets his guns back. So it's kind of like it's good. It's like it provides a good perspective, and the pseudo philosopher guy, he's like constantly kind of giving counsel about the whole thing, like sort of putting some perspective on it. Like he talks about how like it's nothing really new about it. Like there is like, obviously a loneliness epidemic, you know, kind of happening. Like the sort of the social contract is broken down, all that kind of thing. But like loneliness isn't something that's really like specific, like necessarily to this moment in time. Like it's always kind of been there, and something that everyone deals with.
Yeah,
So.
because I remember watching the ContraPoints video on incels before, and like the way that like she kind of ended the video was like, these incels just need a fucking form of like a different form of masculinity, one that isn't so like toxic and one that they have to compare themselves to, one that is just like, yeah, find inner peace within yourself. And she was like, she basically was just like, yeah, I mean, if it turns out to be Jordan Peterson, that's okay too. Like if that's the form of masculinity that they need to get out of this like because like, oh, man, there's a huge suicide rate in like incels communities.
Ah, yeah,
I remember like watching a few videos about it, and like this girl was like talking to this incel like in a chat room with them or whatever, like sitting by this incel that was on the chat room, and like she was with them for like 2 weeks or whatever, and within the week or whatever, or within 2 weeks, one of the fellas had like he had killed himself, and she was like, "Is that normal?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, no, that's normal. Like it's like a rotation kind of thing." It's like, what the? And like it's ingrained in the culture that they're in that like this is just something that will happen. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah.
What a warped, distorted reality that they are living in. Like, what the fuck is wrong with them? And it is like, it is like an internet thing as well, because the internet has provided these people a way to like have some form of a relationship with a human being, but for that human being to be as negative and as self-hating as you yourself is, and it's an echo chamber of self-hate.
Yeah, there's loads of I suppose they're intertitles. Like there's just sort of screen caps of like posts and stuff like that, and they have some animations, sort of like Feels Good Man in TFW No GF. That's such a mouthful of a title. But,
it's too long.
That's way
Say
too
no
long.
GF.
No GF, yeah. But they have like intertitles and stuff, and like sort of examples of posts that the subjects talk about. And one of the school shooters is saying, it's talking about like, you'd see threads that would come up where people would be like, "Oh, today's the day I'm going to end it all. Like I'm looking up how to tie a rope. Any parting words?" And he's like replying live, and he's like, "Oh, do it," or like everyone in the thread is just going, "Oh, I can't wait," or like start a video or do a live or stuff like that. You know, it's just like complete nihilistic sort of negativity. There's nothing. It's so like hopeless, but like there's always like this sense of like, it's like gamified almost. It's like a game.
Yeah.
It's like fun.
It's like they don't. Yeah, it's like because it's on a screen.
Yeah,
it's not real or something. I don't know. It's really fucked up and really disturbing.
Yeah.
Because it is like interesting or whatever, because it is like, you know, real or whatever, but it is like really disturbing and really fucked up when you do see that side of like, you know, not even the internet, but of human beings as general, that like that is a side of human beings that exists and is like pretty fucking popular as well, like popular enough that like, you know, mainstream people know what it is.
There's definitely something to be said for the fact that like all, or maybe not now, but like back before, like pretty much all the big kind of memes, the big kind of trends, mostly originated in that place, in like 4chan or like or boards like that, which is obviously says that like everyone kind of shares that sense of humor. Like there's something very universal about those kind of communities. Like they're speaking to a universal kind of I don't know, sensibility, even though they say all these awful things and like have such like a kind of toxic culture around their communities. It's a real sticky wicket, you know.
That is like very true. Like that fucking photo of Pepe that they were talking about, where like kind of this like smug smile or whatever. That is like a universal feeling, and I've seen it used in other contexts where it's like, yeah, I get it. Like I know what you mean or whatever. Not being like, you know, a racist like or like misogynistic way, but just being like, yeah, this is like the perfect image to sum up being smug. Oh, I know better than you, and I feel delight in that. But like its original use was something fucking horrible.
yeah. And you have like Wojak, obviously these days, like pretty much every nationality and every group has adapted that character to suit themselves. Like it's so like customizable, so modular, you know, because it's all just simple drawings. But yeah, obviously it embodies some kind of universal kind of feeling, which I suppose is what they're kind of talking about in No GF.
God, there's so many Wojak memes. Holy shit!
Yeah,
And the one
he
that's
got
just
big.
him wearing like the mask, and then underneath the mask is like him crying or whatever, they're being
Yeah.
raged. Like it's such
Yeah.
an adaptable meme as well.
Yeah, it's so interesting how those things kind of transfer from out of different contexts and different communities.
Mm.
Like the Hong Kong thing, they already focus on it in Feels Good Man, but like they just sort of pitch in at the end that, oh yeah, by the way, Pepe is like an anti-Semitic hate symbol, but he's also in Hong Kong. He's also a symbol of peace and
Love
democracy.
and unity.
Yeah, which I think they could have focused on that more, like the sort of how specific these meanings can be, how contingent they are. Like it's not really, it's sort of something you make for yourself rather than.
I don't think they went into it because it was only like really just happening as they were making the documentary.
Maybe
Like
yeah.
they probably didn't have enough information or whatever to like, do a deep dive on it. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I don't know how they even why did they pick him? It's just weird. But it sort of shows that like the meaning is basically completely dependent on, you know, your personal reading of it. It's not there's no real power in the image itself.
Especially when they're asking the Hong Kong protesters like, "Oh, what does Pepe mean to you?" And like one of them is just like, "Well, he looks sad, but I hope for one day that he will smile." And like he's talking like Pepe being Hong Kong itself. Like it's sad now, but hopefully one day it will smile.
Yeah.
But then you ask like the 4chaners originally, what does Pepe mean to you? It's like, well, he just means like that's what I'm going through as well. Like Pepe is this universal thing that's very malleable and very adaptable to the situation. You
Yeah.
have like, the 4chaners saying Pepe was me, or Pepe was like sadness within me or whatever. But like that sadness for kind of sad, lonely men, I guess, or sad, kind of like edgy teenagers, or whatever, is like, oh yeah, well, Pepe felt like me because I wasn't really doing anything. I didn't have a girlfriend. Meanwhile, for Hong Kong, it's like, yeah, well, it means like liberation and like freedom for us.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't. It's all very dependent on your context. Get back to the
It's
vibes.
vibology.
The vibology. Come on, lads.
The vibology of memology.
Yeah, memology. Yeah, that is definitely going to be a field of study.
Oh yeah, and this is like, which is cool because like, this is the shit that like internet, or like not even internet historians are gonna have to look at and like see, like we can see the clear threads of like social change happening, like from this moment because it happened on the internet, and you can see the ripple effect that it had.
Yeah, like the way like you'd think, like we were sort of taught books sometimes through that lens, you know, like certain literature,
Like the printing press.
Yeah, Gutenberg, and like certain literature associated with like the French Revolution or the American Revolution or whatever. 100 years time we'll have kids writing junior cert essays on meme developments in the 21st century and stuff like that. It's all sort of the same bag, cultural contexts.
Yeah, literally, yeah, because it is like artifacts of our culture, of our society, or whatever. Yeah, it definitely is that, because I was only just thinking like, what book was it? When we were talking about fucking Lenin, we were talking about media effects last week. And we're talking about like Lenin just really liked this one book and turned into like a revolution.
Yeah, he's just a fan. It's just fandom. It's fandom studies all over again,
Oh, epoxy module.
Yeah, that was a shy module. Well, that's basically what this is as well. It's just fan studies.
Yeah. I'm gonna make my mom and dad watch this documentary.
I was afraid it was gonna be like it's so easy to be to sort of go at it the wrong way, or like touch it with the wrong gloves, It's like just to be really insincere about it. I actually did a good job of like doing like keeping it balanced and actually trying to like look into the specifics of what happened.
Yeah.
And how it developed. So
cool.
I really liked that.
It was a well-made documentary, and it was well investigated. I enjoyed it a lot. I love for like more, because more shit like this will be coming out more and more, I think. Like, here's this weird side of the internet and how it had this weird knock-on effect on other things.
Yeah.
We take a break and then
Let's mosey
on to
on
the
down,
listener
yeah.
questions.
Absolutely.
I am dying for a piss.
Yeah, if you want to ask us a question or whatever, give us any feedback or abuse, welcome all kinds of communication. You can get to us at Insta, or on Insta and on Twitter at @paro_pod, or you can email us at theparopod@gmail.com.
Yeah, so our first question is coming in from Carl, and Carl is asking us, if the Oscars weren't pushed back, who would have won what? Well, first of all, films came out 2020.
I'm thinking Trial of Chicago 7.
Yes.
Haven't seen it, but definitely an Oscar
Oh
film.
no, yeah. I say Aaron Sorkin would have got something.
I'm thinking Devil All the Time. Also never seen it, but it sounds like an Oscar film. Tenet.
Nomadland.
I think it would have been in there. I don't know what's that.
Nomadland is Frances McDormand playing a nomad, just like chilling about. It's a
Oh.
very slow movie, very quiet movie. So I think she would have won something.
Yeah, she's always getting awards. Tom Hanks had a film this year. I feel like that would have done something as well. News of the World. Hillbilly Elegy. That could have been in there somewhere.
That my mom started watching that and she fucking hated it. She knocked it off. She knocked it off after 30 minutes. Oh, I'm thinking of Ending Things would have probably won something for a screenplay.
Yeah, it would have been nominated anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely nominated. Mank would have got something. Wolfwalkers, Trial of Chicago 7. I'm just literally just looking at a list here. I'm just like, yeah, they probably would have won something. Sonic the Hedgehog would have been nominated for Best Animated Picture.
Yeah, was that 2020?
Yeah. At the very start, I
Yes.
think it was February. Or January. January or February. Which is fucking grim. A film called Corona Zombies came out last year. Let me add that to my watch list.
Corona Zombies. What?
How long is it? Oh, it's an hour long. I have to watch this thing.
Looking at all the highest grossing films of 2020, and it's all Chinese films. Until you get to Tenet comes in at 5th, which I think is the highest. Oh wait, what's Bad Boys for Life? I remember that. That's actually the
Yeah.
highest grossing Western film of 2020.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And then there's Tenet, and then Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Doolittle, which I don't even remember coming out.
Did that come out 2020 or was that 2019?
No, it's 2020 here.
Fuck me.
Oh yeah, Robert.
Man, so many films
Downey
came
Jr.
out last year, and I'm like, did that actually come out last year or was it 2019? I cannot remember.
Yeah, Doolittle was the 4th highest grossing Western film of 2020, but it also lost $100 million from its budget. That is comical.
It's the same as Tenet. Tenet, like bombed as well, technically. Even though it was like the only film that came out in cinemas.
Jesus, Demon Slayer Mugen Train is the 4th highest grossing. Japanese.
Man! Bro. Demon Slayer. Like the film, along with the anime series that they released, like put the manga. How do I phrase it? Like because of the series and the film, the manga sold more copies of its like volumes than the 3 big Shonen Jump manga were Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. All 3 of them combined never sold in a year the amount that Demon Slayer sold last year because of the film and because of the anime series. That's how big that fucking series got, or that franchise got last year.
Jesus, big money.
Huge money.
Yeah,
And it's ended this year. It's ended. They like the girl that like writes whatever is like, yeah, no, it's over this year.
Jesus.
thanks for really getting into it last year.
Yeah, it's made 400 mil. You know, Toho I think made it. But yeah, this year, 2021, the highest grossing film is somehow has made $700 million. It's called Hi Mom. It's a Chinese film. They're all just Chinese films. How'd you make $700 million in 2 months? That's bizarre. It's just all Chinese films. And there's one called Endgame, which is also a Chinese film.
Different Endgame.
Different Endgame altogether, yeah. But it's also very popular.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe a bunch of Chinese films would have won fucking Best Picture at the Oscars.
Oh, the Oscars will not like that.
And then second question is coming in from Aaron, and Aaron is saying, if you could make a theme park ride based on any film, what would it be? That is a banging
What a question, Aaron. I love it. I love the engagement.
That's such a specific question. That's so good.
Yeah.
God, I'd love a haunted house like Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, yeah. We're so predictable.
Yeah, but besides that, like an actual roller coaster. Like roller coasters can just be themed. Like the Hulk. I've been on the Hulk one in Orlando, and that literally like it's Hulk themed. It has literally nothing to do with Hulk.
I think maybe a Gremlins 2 themed kind of Tower of Terror scenario, but to clamp a tower instead, and there's gremlins everywhere. Something like that.
Oh yeah, like a fucking. Imagine like it was a roller coaster and I was going ballistic or whatever, and then like it just stops at one point, and then like you hear like the sounds of the gremlins or whatever, and it's like, oh no, what's going on? Don't touch that! And then the fucking roller coaster goes backwards from where it came.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much potential. I'm pretty sure that surely there is a gremlins.
That's definitely something like that.
Like ride or something like that.
What else would be cool? Like, what about like, you know,
Oh, it is.
you know the thing, and you know like the bit where like all the like tentacles come out of the thing, and it's like grabbing onto people. What if it was like one of those like throw around rides, but it was like the thing, like tentacle.
Yeah, that's a shout. That is a shout.
What else would there be? You need kind of like blockbusters though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Or if we could think of an independent film, but that would deserve an amusement park ride. Starship Troopers, but it'd just be a generic kind of space ride.
Yeah, like a shooting ride kind of.
Mm.
Yeah, I think the Texas Chainsaw though would be cool.
Definitely. Get that going.
Again, give us money. We'll make you something cool.
Yeah. Hire us. We will build you a theme park ride. Potato Park, hope you're listening.
A Joan of Arc or a vampire.
Yeah. Joan of Arc ride. You're just strapped to a post.
You're just burnt alive at the end. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through. Oh, a fucking Truman Show. Man, a Truman Show theme park. That would be like the whole theme park is just. Well, I guess that is just Disney, but like.
Yeah, it'd be a bit expensive to hire everyone to be an actor, you know, so sort of economically unrealistic, but it could work.
It could work. Disney have the money for it.
How about Aguirre, Wrath of God? Floating downstream, all these weird things are happening. You know, there's a horse. You know,
there's a horse.
You're in the Amazon, stuff
That'd be cool.
like that.
Yeah, like because I've been on like stuff like that where it's just like slowly like moseying down a river, just looking at the coolest scenery or whatever. But it like this one would be like. You have this like captain that's going insane, telling you what you to do or whatever.
Yeah.
The Shining would also be cool.
Yeah,
a haunted house, but a hotel.
Yeah, that has to be a ride somewhere. The
that
Overlook.
Has to be. That's too easy for it not to be. A Bundle of 2 one.
What would that even be? Yeah.
I have no idea. The theme park ride is that you just watch Bundle of 2.
Yeah, they had The Shining at, you know, those Halloween horror nights that they have in
Yeah.
Universal. They had that there. Those are always great.
Yeah, a lot of them are like, as soon as you think of the film, you're like, okay, that's obviously what the theme park ride should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to go into Emily's question?
Yeah, Emily's asking, what film would you give a prequel or a sequel? I'd definitely give War of the Planet of the Apes a sequel, where it's back, or no, it advances forward in the time where the humans arrive onto the planet of the apes, which was hinted at in the first one, but they never got there. I don't think they are going to get there at this stage, because there's no more films in that series. It's very sad.
Yeah, like they just tie it around. Oh, yeah, as in, do you mean like a remake of the original one?
But from the apes' perspective.
Yeah.
Something like
That's
that, you know?
yeah.
Or like from the perspective of the humans as they land, like in space and stuff, because it doesn't show them in space in the original.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. That's actually, that would be a good way to end the series as well. Oh, it already ended on a good note, but like, a cool way to tie them all together. What film would I do a sequel to? I don't know. Gummo 2. See what those characters
Gummo
are
2.
now.
Yeah, yeah. That could work. That could definitely work.
Yeah,
But I'm pretty sure half of them
could
are
easily.
dead. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you could just do that. Just show their graves.
yeah, that's so sad though.
Yeah, it's really fucked up. I kind of regret saying that.
Yeah. I don't know about a prequel though. What could you do for a
No.
prequel?
I don't know. I'm just like looking at my list here of like things I've read on Letterboxd. I can't think of. Like, you want something that has like an interesting story to be told before whatever happens.
Yeah,
If you know what I
yeah.
mean.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could make a prequel to Funny Games and it just being the house that they did beforehand. Like a prequel, like, and it's a prequel only by like a few hours beforehand.
It'd just be the same film though, wouldn't
Yeah, it would, but you know, maybe do something cool with it.
it?
Is there any sequels that you would remake? Like, as in, like, that something that
Redo,
already
like-
has this, like, redo the sequel?
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm looking at my letterbox as well. I don't know what. Bundle of 3. You know, get it out there.
Yeah, fuck it, get it out there. Or
Um,
Bundle of 2 prequel.
yeah, yeah. Well, sort of. You already have that, I suppose.
Yeah, just like looking through, I'm like, most of these are just like pretty concise stories. So like,
Mm.
I don't know if I'd make a sequel or a prequel to any of them.
Yeah, pretty self-contained.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they did another 28 months, like a 28 weeks or like a 28 months.
28 years
They can't-
later, yeah.
Yeah, but this, no, they could do 28 months later now. I wouldn't mind that. That would be cool. Just another fucking, just a shaky cam zombie movie. I mean, I'm kind of tired of zombie movies at this stage, but I really like the first one. So
Actually, I want an Other Guys too. I think
Yes.
that's one that deserves a
Step
sequel.
Brothers too.
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. Like that, like those. They always make sequels to the worst of those kinds of films. You know,
Too.
they just like that. No one likes. Dodgeball 2. I want a Dodgeball 2. I want a
Yeah, make
Dodgeball
it
prequel.
fun.
Trash Humpers
Oh,
2.
making it. You know the Evil Dead remake.
Mm.
Do like a sequel of that, but just being like a remake of the Army of the Dead or Darkness, whatever. But I can't really remember that remake. I can't imagine that fits into the like how that film was. That film was really fucking gory. That film was really fucked up. God, that film was so violent. Have you ever seen that film?
What?
The Evil Dead remake.
No.
Oh, it's real fucked up. Really fucked up. It's really disturbing. But maybe make a sequel to that and it just being like, how the Evil Dead did them, kind of. Or just do like an Army of Darkness, but just, remake it and make it Evil Dead 2. That just gets very confusing though. That's unnecessarily confusing.
Yeah.
Would you want another sequel to Texas Chainsaw or like,
Yeah.
Halloween or Friday the 13th or any of those ones? Any of the
Yeah,
classic ones?
Halloween,
Like,
Texas Chainsaw. As long as they give us creative control, I think that
yeah, make a good one.
we can steer those franchises in the right direction, get them back on track. It's not hard. It's very easy, in fact. We could easily do that. Prequel, remake, sequels. We do it all.
Yeah, we just remake the Next Generation, but just make it good.
Yeah. Yeah, add like a coherent story to it. Like that has potential,
That has so
That
much
has potential.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my list here. Just like fuck all of these. I'd like have a sequel to, or even or make a prequel to. Cause like I don't know. Cause if Shark Tale 2, why not?
Shark Tale 2.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
Make it happen.
I don't know. Nosferatu 2.
Which would that be a sequel to? Would that be a sequel to the remake or the original one?
The original.
Both.
Both. Yeah. And they meet each other. It's like the Spider-Verse thing. Like, whoa. They have a whole comical scene where they're like, whoa, you're Nosferatu? I'm
Love
Nosferatu.
on a Leash 2.
Huh? Love on a Leash.
Love
yeah.
on a Leash 2.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. Get that in.
But yeah, I can't think of any really. Most of them, I'm happy with it being what it is. There's something very tiring about sequels. Like, I was like, oh, I watched the first, and now I gotta watch the second one.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a commitment, you know. You feel sort of compelled, unless it's
It's
rubbish.
like this hour and a half experience is now turned into a fucking 4 hour long experience by having to watch them all now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty
But
hard.
yeah.
Just don't do sequels. I think that's the moral of this question.
Do you prefer prequels or sequels?
There's something really satisfying about a good sequel.
Mm.
Prequels, like, they don't really scratch that itch, you know, because it's always like, I know where this is going. You know, it's more like,
Yeah, you know where the ending point is.
yeah, it's like sort of just justifying a different film rather than like a sequel, which, you know, can most of the time a sequel doesn't build on anything, but it can really build on a film and, you know, do its own kind of thing.
So yeah, sequels have a lot more potential than prequels, because it is that thing like, you know, the end point when you come to a prequel, you know, at some stage that like the story has to tie into whatever you've seen beforehand.
Yeah, yeah, it's always difficult that way. You know,
Yeah.
just stick to the originals, the OGs.
Yeah, the OGs, unless it's, you know, Shrek 2.
Exactly, yeah. It's actually the perfect example of a sequel that builds on the original in every single way, you know, in every way.
And improves upon the aspects of it.
Yeah.
Which then beautifully ties into our question to the listener. We asked you, the listeners, what are your thoughts and opinions on sequels or prequels? What are ones you like? What are ones you don't like? What are ones that what's a good sequel and what makes a bad sequel? Do you want to take Shane's point there first?
Shane's saying sequels are rarely anchored properly to the original, either through thematic inconsistency or oversight disregard by writers to adhere to the confines of the world that's been established by the first film. Disney-era Star Wars is a prime example. I have to say, I agree.
Right on the money. Holy shit! Like,
on the money, man. Love it. Love to see it.
Shane's kind of, you know,
Shane's kind of ended
Shane
this.
Shane should just do this podcast.
Yeah, Shane, we're calling you out. You need to be on this.
But yeah, no, 100% agree. Yeah, like a lot of time, I think like I remember watching a video about like Shrek 2 and how it's a perfect sequel.
It is.
But, like,
it is.
and how like a good sequel will like expand upon the themes. In Shrek 1 is no one can love me, and then he finds someone that loves him. And then Shrek 2 is I can't love myself, but then ultimately I can love myself.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Shrek just works as an archetype for all those kinds of things, you know. It's like the perfect kind of model of a series, of a franchise. You know, there's always limitations. Like, the third one's never good. It's always a bad idea to go beyond 3 anyway. Second one is just done in the perfect way and builds upon the original in like a really cool way. Adds something to it, adds more dimensions, sort of like builds like a really good sequel will allow you to watch the original and find yourself enjoying it in different ways, I think. So
yeah, the mark of a good sequel is something that like takes the groundwork set up by the first film and jumps from it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Aims higher.
Yeah, the Star Wars example is I don't really know much about the new series, but it seems like they basically just remade huge parts of the last series. So
well, what seemed to happen was that they remade basically Force Awakens is basically a rehash of A New Hope, and fans didn't like that. So then The Last Jedi was trying to be wildly different than any other Star Wars film, so fans fucking hated it. So then the third one is just like an amalgamation of trying to be something different but being something familiar, and it's just a fucking mess.
Yeah. Too many cooks in the kitchen, you know. It's just fucking producers and stuff. Because you're not going to get a sequel. Because that's like probably having a follow up isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's more the fact that like how they're made. You're not going to get a sequel unless you're working with a studio in pretty much every case. And studios, you know, famous for like fucking everything up basically, and sort of crushing artistic visions and you know, making it conform to the marketing department's stipulations and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Load of bollocks.
Yeah. 100%.
Load of bollocks.
Yeah, because like, especially when like, even in terms of like you know, when something's like a book or whatever, like most of the time, the second in the franchise, if it's a trilogy or whatever, the second one oftentimes is like the best one, except for Lord of the Rings. I think that the Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King, like they're better than Two Towers. Not to say that Two Towers is bad. Two Towers is also amazing, but it's just not as good as the other two.
Like the films.
Yeah, the films.
Uh-huh.
But then it's the opposite, where in The Hobbit, the second one is the best one.
Yeah. Yeah, that does very fine lines there, though. You know, the Hobbit. But there is definitely a difference when you have like a blueprint already set out. Like the Harry Potter films, it doesn't really matter. Like you could go into that film, that series. It's like Naked Lunch. You go into it at any point, and you're gonna have like the same experience. Basically, it's very uniform because there's already a blueprint set out before they start making the films. Like I think it was the third one was already out, like the book, before they start making Philosopher's Stone, the film. So like we did our rankings earlier. You know, everyone remembers that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Philosopher's Stone, I don't think anyone considers the first one the best one. Like it's sort of distributed quite evenly in terms of like what people like the most.
Yeah, it's like mid tier.
Yeah, so it doesn't like that franchise doesn't follow those rules because it wasn't made narrative wise within the system. It was based on something else. So books don't really follow those rules, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like film, like I guess the original like Return of the Jedi. No, Empire Strikes Back is
Yeah, actually.
is a sequel. Like, but like that doesn't even expand on like themes or anything. I guess it just kind of expands on the world in a way and continues the story in an interesting way, which is enough. Like that's enough.
That's
I think.
enough, you know. Jabba the
That's all you have
Hutt,
to really do.
the you know, Hans, what's his name? Han Solo, getting like Hans Han Solo getting like, you know, fucking frozen and stuff. It's all cool stuff, and like the Sarlacc pit, all cool stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't know what the themes are really of Star Wars anyway. You know,
No, it's just the arc of the hero.
it's just dudes being dudes in space.
It's just bros being bros in
Man.
space.
It's just bros. It's just space knights. You know.
Thematic inconsistencies. Can you like, or oversight, disregarded writers? Like, yeah, most of the time, like a bad sequel will just kind of wallow in what happened beforehand, or like worse, will be thematically inconsistent. But that kind of jumps into really well what Jack is then saying, or Jack is saying Texas Chainsaw 2 is the ultimate sequel. Takes the ominous atmosphere of the original and fucks it out the window in place of pure 80s schlock. Dennis Hopper dual wields chainsaws for pretty much the entire runtime. Also, it's the cause of one of Primus's best samples. No idea what the last one. I don't know what the fuck Primus is.
I've heard of Primus. I don't know their music, but I'll take your word
for it, Jack.
Yeah.
But like that's like the opposite, where like the sequel's kind of point is to be, you know, thematically inconsistent and to kind of disregard everything that the first film did.
Yeah, like a Gremlins 2 situation.
Yeah, like a Gremlins 2. Gremlins 2 is an amazing sequel because it kind of does it does the opposite of what a good sequel should do, but on purpose.
Yeah, it knows what it's doing. You know, that's the hallmark, I think, of a good film. Film has to know what it's doing. You know, you can deviate from all the rules and like break them all and do whatever you want, but you have to know like where you're going and what you're doing and why you're doing it. Texas Chainsaw, I don't agree that Texas Chainsaw is the ultimate sequel, but I can understand why someone would say that.
I think we even said that when we are going through the franchise. Like, I can see why someone would like Texas Chainsaw 2. It's just, I just don't like it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, in Gremlins 2, it's kind of like the same thing, you know. Like, it's sort of a precursor to Gremlins 2. Actually came out in the same year as Gremlins 1, so obviously it's sort of ahead of its time in that way. But yeah, as you say, those films do whatever they want, and they fuck it up, and they don't expand really on anything, any world or any themes. You can't, like, they're not even really related to the first film. Like I was saying earlier, like you don't watch the original films and be like, oh, this is so much different now that I've watched, you know, the second part in the series. Like, they just
it's literally the same
they've
film.
no connection. They've no connection.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, what's a really bad sequel? 28 Weeks Later. I fucking hate that movie.
A really bad sequel, Dumb and Dumber 2.
Dumb and Dumber 2. Oh my god, Dumb and Dumber 2 is fucking
The
dog
Farrelly
shit.
brothers, they must have like got brain
Holy
damage
shit, I
sometime in the
forgot
early
about that
2000s.
movie.
Like they were at the top of their game in the 90s, making funny films. There's Something About Mary, Dumb and Dumber, some other film, and then they just lost the plot. And they
Little
haven't been funny in
Fockers.
years. And we're back.
And we're back due to technical difficulties. We're back. But no, I was saying that like Evan Almighty, that's a terrible sequel as well.
Oh my god, yeah. I'd such high
Comedy
hopes for
comedy films always have really bad sequels.
that. Yeah, Anchorman 2, stuff like that.
Yeah. Thank God they never did a Tropic Thunder 2.
Yeah, that would have actually been shot, yeah.
Yeah, comedy sequels, like most of the time they're just fucking shit.
Uh-huh.
They're not fucking good. Trolls 2 is the perfect sequel in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it actually is. Nothing to do with the original. But it's way better in many ways.
I'm scrolling through like worst sequels of all time, and like one of them it says like Big Mama's House 2. I'm like, Big Mama's House 1 was fucking shit to begin with. So
yeah, if you're walking into the theater like with Big Mama's House 2 over the top, you're like what are you expecting? You know,
you're wasting your money.
You've just wasted 2 hours of your time and about 20 quid. You know, you're the fool here.
You're the fucking agent.
22 Jump Street. It's not that bad.
That's a good sequel,
good
though.
sequel.
And that does a Trolls 2 on it, where it's kind of like the entire point is that it's repeating everything from the original one.
Yeah, it ends in reverse and stuff.
Yeah. That's a good sequel as well. Liam is saying, I only watch Squeakquels.
Another great sequel.
Another great sequel. Expands upon the themes of the original one.
The themes of singing chipmunks and, you know.
Is that the one where the girl chipmunks come into it?
I don't know. Is that a threequel or a sequel? Because I feel like
that's a threequel.
Alvin. What a guy.
The road chip. Yep, this is the one with the girls introduced into it.
Jeez, 2009. I feel like that's not 2009, is it? That's mad.
Apparently, this Squeakquel.
What?
I've never seen that one. I've seen the road chip though.
Why? Why would you skip this amazing sequel?
Wait, which one is it that they? Oh no, I've seen Chipwrecked.
Chipwrecked.
There's 4 of these movies.
I saw the first one, and then I didn't see any of the others.
I saw the first one and I saw the third one.
Remember, people used to have ringtones that were Alvin and Chipmunks songs.
That thing.
Oh god. Yeah, those were fucking grim.
Those were fucking grim.
Like
Holy shit.
That is like 2000s. Like that is peak 2000s kind of culture.
That is the most 2000s thing I've ever fucking seen.
A singing chipmunk with a backwards hat. You know, it's like that's it. That's the entire film.
Throwing like vague gang signs.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh fuck me.
Chipwrecked, and every sequel is like a pun. It's like, oh my god, they're like television films, but they each made $500 million. That's the thing. How did they do that?
The Squeakquel, Chipwrecked, and then the road chip.
The road chip. Who signed off on that?
That's a lazy pun.
Who signed off on that? Like
that film came out 2015.
the signs were all there. How did we not know? Alvin and the Chipmunks, the road chip.
But like, the road chip is rated higher on IMDb than the previous 2 sequels. So maybe that's the one that revitalized the franchise.
Rotten Tomatoes has an approval rating of 15% for the road chip. That's not good. That ain't good.
That's higher than Chipwrecked.
Is it?
Yeah, that's 12% for that, and 20% for the Squeakquel. So I've literally seen the worst one. Maybe I gotta give this franchise a chance.
Yeah, maybe we should do this as a series.
No. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not watching these fucking annoying ass fucking movies. And then to finish this off,
Ben says, Godfather Part 2 proves sequels can also be unbelievable, if not better than the OGs.
Yep.
I agree.
We got
Godfather
which
2.
ones are Toy
Huh?
Toy Story 2, Shrek 2.
Godfather 2. Friday 13 2.
Yeah, but Friday the 13th 2 is a fucking shit movie as well. I mean, it's better, but like when your fucking bar is dog shit, it's not that fucking hard.
True.
Oh, The Dark Knight.
Yeah, actually very true. Dark Knight.
Terminator 2.
Aliens.
Empire Strikes Back.
Aliens isn't better than Alien, but still good. A different way.
Mad Max, The Road Warrior.
Oh, that is like... Yeah, that's one of those films. That's definitely like a Shrek 2 kind of film, you know? Builds on the original in so many different ways. It becomes like... I don't know. It's just amazing. Have you never seen them, no?
Nope, I've only seen Fury Road.
You gotta give them a look, man.
Furry Road.
Furry
It's the
Road.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
It's the Alvin and the Chipmunks sequel.
The 5th album, The Chipmunks.
It's post-apocalyptic.
Furry Road. That would be amazing.
But like some of these are fucking cheats. Like some of them, like Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Is like that's the third one. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Oh, The Bourne Supremacy is actually better than Bourne Identity as well.
Is it? They're all pretty even.
No.
They're all pretty even.
Yeah, they're kind of the same film.
Which is
They're all
sort of a
good, though.
testament to that series, you know? They're so consistent.
Liam and his brother Patrick fucking hates them.
What? How?
They don't hate them, but they just didn't like them.
I don't know. I think they're just good action films. Like
They're good action films.
they do the job.
Madagascar 2 is better than Madagascar. Simply because of the incest joke.
Madagascar is a treasure. An absolute treasure. I don't think I've seen Madagascar 2.
Madagascar 2 has a fucking brilliant line where they're trying to land the plane and it's the penguins and it's like, easy, easy, now. They touch it like you're kissing your sister and they just slam into the fucking, they just crash really like abruptly.
What the fuck?
Genius. Best writing ever.
Oh my god, yeah. No, I used to love Madagascar.
I actually watched Penguins in Madagascar this week. I obviously didn't put it on the docket for obvious reasons because I don't have lots to say about this film, but it's a great fucking movie.
Penguins in Madagascar. I don't think I've seen them.
Yeah, it's great, man. Man, you actually should watch that film. I actually think you might really, really like that movie.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely. I think you get a lot out of it.
Why?
It's really weird.
Madagascar. I will stick that on the list.
It's really weird, and they got really good puns. And it has it opens with Werner Herzog like doing a Penguins documentary as he introduces to it.
Wow, that's amazing. What? That is so cool. I'll definitely watch that now.
Yeah.
That is so funny. It's like that, you know, that clip where it's like the penguin walking off, the nihilist penguin, where it's
yeah.
it's literally
There's
that.
a reference. There's like a reference to that.
That is so funny. That's amazing. Fair play to them for doing that. You know, having the balls to do that in a kids' film.
Yeah, insane.
All right, I'm gonna watch that.
It's not really a kids it is a kids film, but there's so many jokes that just aren't for kids at all.
Yeah. I'll definitely have a look at that now.
Do it, bro. You'll enjoy it.
I used to love all the lads: Skipper, Kowalski, Private, Rico.
Rico.
The loose cannon of the Penguins.
Oh my God, is he?
I used to love the video game. I still have the video game, actually.
I used to love the TV show of Penguins in Madagascar too.
Yeah, I remember seeing that every now and then, Nick. It was like after that generation when like Drake and Josh and stuff had been phased out. It's the only thing I actually still enjoyed, kind of. Like I'd sit down, like I'd watch it if it was on. You know?
I've never seen Madagascar 3.
Neither have I. I don't think anyone has. Man, it's like Europe's Most Wanted, isn't it?
Yeah, Europe's Most Wanted, written by Noam Baumbach.
What?
Yeah, written by the guy that wrote Marriage Story.
Yeah, he's written a few things, hasn't he? Yeah. A few weird things.
A lot of weird things.
Yeah.
Will we leave it at that, Marco?
We'll leave it there. Till next week.
What are we talking next week? Inform the listener what we do next week.
We're talking Penda's Fen. You know the story. I'm sure you've listened to the last episode.
If you haven't, go back to episode 1 and just start all the way through.
Yes, that's the only way to do it. You have to do it in order.
Much like a good sequel, each episode builds upon the themes of the previous one.
Degenerates each time, you know. Yeah, once you get to the third one, it starts getting really bad. You should always stop after the third one.
Really bad.
Nah, but yeah, Penda's fan. Television play, BBC, 1973 or 74, I think. Give it a look. It's online. Google Penda's fan. Watch online. It's on YouTube as well, in like low quality. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it.
I can't wait. I've had this on my list for fucking ages. Ever since you told me about it, Mark. Ever since you wrote that piece for it, I've had it on my list.
Yeah, God bless. It's gonna be a good one.
Can't wait.
Right.
That's that now. See you all.
Bye bye.
Bye.